Hey everyone, Pupsker here, and today in Warframe, we're going to talk about the best Warframe Affinity leveling spots in the game. It's always good to go over the fastest leveling in Warframe because it's such a big game, and there are a handful of spots which are ideal for leveling. Before we go over each spot, I'm just going to have a general talk about affinity, leveling, etc. There's a lot of random rules that go along and behind affinity farming, which don't actually matter. But hey, we'll quickly go over a couple of them, the ones that actually matter a bit more. So if it does help, as always, sub, like, and check out any of the other Warframe videos and comment down below, depending on, what type of farming spot you like. So affinity is weird and kind of annoying. The general rule is on kills that like 25% goes to your Warframe and 75% is divided amongst all your weapons, but that gets thrown around a lot. When you kill things with your Warframe, all of the affinity goes to your Warframe, so only ever do that when you want to level your Warframe. The general idea is things you're using will generally get more affinity, and if something's maxed out, you probably don't want it equipped because it'll suck some affinity from the other things you're using. When you're partied up with team members, and within 50 meters of those team members, you'll get an affinity share from anything they kill. So one of the better ways to level up is have a full team and you don't kill anything while your entire team manages to kill everything, and then you just soak up all the experience. But that's a really lazy way to play, and no one really bothers doing that because you can just kill things with weapons that you need to level up anyways while your teammates kill everything. There's other sort of affinity bonuses, such as the stealth kill affinity bonus, which we'll talk about briefly in one of the methods. If you kill enemies without alerting them and without being seen and being completely hidden, you'll get a stealth kill bonus. You can do this by slowly assassinating each enemy from behind, and you'd usually want to be a fully stealth frame along with something like Banshee or Ivara to either force them to sleep or quiet you down, right? There's a lot of different abilities in the game, but the TLDR is you can get 500% bonus affinity on kill using the stealth kill affinity method if you're any good at it. You just have to stay hidden and kill enemies without being seen by the enemies at all, so they can't even really see the killing. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. I wouldn't do it, but there is one method that we go over that uses it, so there is that. Now, without further ado, everyone, let's go over all of the fast Warframe and leveling general affinity spots in the game. The first leveling spot we're going to be talking about is Sanctuary Onslaught / Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. This is a custom game mode that you can find in your Syndicates tab in the navigation menu if you've completed the new Strange questline. This is essentially an enhanced survival node where each mission wave is 2.5 minutes. It's a survival and you just have to essentially kill the enemies before the timer goes down. Every 2 waves is a full rotation, so each 2 tile sets you run essentially, and then they'll go in the AABC rotation. The reason why this is such a good leveling spot is because it is a enhanced survival where enemies really just drop a lot of affinity. You can fully group up in a party and everyone can go wild, which means affinity share will be a lot better. And since it's only 5-minute survivals, you can jump out pretty easily too when you max something out. It's important to note when you're leveling, you do want to complete the mission so that you get the mission affinity bonus, which essentially just gives you more affinity for actually successfully completing missions. So always complete a mission. Sanctuary Onslaught's the lower level one, and that's where you're going to be leveling up if you don't have a level 30 Warframe, because Elite Sanctuary Onslaught requires you to have a level 30 Warframe equipped, or else you just can't go in it. Or you have to have polarized it at least once, and then you're good to go. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. I'm MR30, so once I hit level 30 on my Warframe, I'm essentially good to go in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, even once I polarize it. But for other players, yeah, you'll want to run Sanctuary Onslaught if you're using a Warframe under 30, and Elite Sanctuary Onslaught if you are using a Warframe that is 30, because you're generally going to level weapons there, and you're going to level your Warframe and weapons on Sanctuary Onslaught since they, are a lower level. Next map is Hydron on Sedna or Helene on Saturn. The reason why we're grouping these two together are because they are the same map tile, but they have 2 different nodes, which they kind of operate the same. So Saturn is the low level one you'll want to run, and that is on Helene. It's a level 21 to level 26 defense, right? And you kill Grineer. If you didn't know, Grineer drop more affinity than I think other classes, so they're good to slaughter for general leveling. So, you know, if you didn't know. So that's why a lot of people like to go Helene or Hydron. Hydron is the higher level one on Sedna, and the reason why people go there is because it's higher level. So if you're a little lower level, go to Saturn. If you're a little higher level, go to Hydron. The reason why this is such a good map, it's a small defense map, which usually you'd think it's bad, but the map tile itself on this one is tiny. So you can essentially stand on the defense point, get full affinity share with your entire team, and slaughter all of the enemies. So it's just a great place that people have been using for ages in order to farm affinity and level up their warframes. So 10 out of 10 would recommend just go into a party and kill everything. Again, if you're going to kill things with your warframe abilities, make sure you're actually leveling your warframe. If not, you're just kind of like burning affinity on that, so it's kind of goofy. Okay, so this next map I wanted to talk about is an exterminate map, and this involves stealth killing method. I'm only going to briefly talk about this. This is Sedna Adaro stealth assassination. The method is stay stealth, stay hidden, stay quiet, kill all of the enemies without making a noise so that you can always have your 500% warframe stealth kill affinity bonus. Annoying thing is, you need to have a stealth warframe. You need to throw on mods like Hush to quiet your weapon so it won't like alert enemies, and you want to use like helmet abilities or warframe abilities that help either silence yourself or put enemies to sleep. A lot of people love using, what is it, Banshee, because she has like a sonar. I can't remember the exact ability, but it quiets you down and hushes your weapon. People like using Avara because she can go stealth, and she can also shoot a sleeping arrow to put people out. The annoying part is if enemies see you kill enemies, it'll like reset your stealth kill bonus even if you're fully hidden, quiet, and everything. So I hate using this method, but if you like stealth killing, it might be for you. I just briefly wanted to bring it up, but it's a huge pain, so might not be worth it. Next spot I want to talk about is general high-level Void survival. The Void is always a great way to level. Sadly, it's not like the most optimal of affinity, but it's a good place to level even with that. It's decent enough affinity, you can farm a ton of enemies, you can sometimes pop a good Void relics if Void Mott Survival has a Void Fisher on it. If not, it's a great place to just farm general resources along with Void relics. Generally, you'll always get a good group that wants to go a little longer, because why else would anyone run Void Mott? So if you're looking for maybe like a 20-minute run, it's a decent enough place to go with some good affinity. You just have to make sure to stick around where your team is so that the affinity share properly like actually works, because it is a big map tile, okay? Huge map tile, and at this point, it's just a pain in the butt. So yeah, do that. Okay, next place I want to talk about is Railjack Veil Proxima. At this point in Railjack, any one of the high-level Veil Proxima nodes on the right works. Back in the day, it used to be like R9 Cloud or like Giant Point or something was the meta, but now it's just high-level Veil Proxima Railjack. The reason being is it's the highest level you'll find in Railjack. It's good to level anything like Arcwing or Arcwing guns if you want to use those to destroy the ships. If not, you'll want to use your Railjack itself, shoot down all of the enemies with your turrets so that you can get all the affinity going towards your plexus, because if you kill enemy ships using Railjack turrets, all of the affinity goes towards your plexus. So that right there is generally why Railjack Veil Proxima is a good place to run. You can even run some of the lower level ones like the Railjack like Survivals if you want, or some of the other nodes that aren't high level. It's just you're going to get most affinity out of the high level Veil Proxima nodes. So that's probably going to be what you actually want to run. Not really too bad, but Railjack does suck, so you might get a lot of people who don't know what they're doing. So you do have to have a strong and competent enough Railjack setup yourself. The other place you can go to farm general Arcwing stuff like that is Neptune Salacia. This has, to my knowledge, been the best Arcwing general leveling spot in ages, outside of having Railjack and things like that. It's just a nice mobile defense Arcwing mission where you just run from node to node, mobile defensing and destroying enemies. It always will take a little bit of time here to actually max out your weapons. The nice thing is when you have a team is everyone can kill everything really quickly, but the annoying part is if you're running this with a team, they tend to just chase after the enemies, and then enemies start getting spawn killed, so everyone kind of reaches distances far from each other. So you just have to make sure y'all are within affinity share range on that one. If not, it can be a huge pain in the butt, so just keep that in mind. So that's it for my, like, very specific spots. We'll just talk about some general leveling tips at this point. Nowadays in Warframe, a lot of places are pretty decent for leveling. We have, like, ones that are straight set up for leveling, I swear, like ESO and SO. Those are straight up created for leveling at this point. You can also farm core there, but you can always just farm affinity on high level maps, like whatever maps you want to. You can go to the Zariman if you like running Zariman styled missions and run any of those, because the Zariman's just such a big map tile at this point and such a, I guess, fun game mode for all the new stuff that they have. So maybe if you want to do stuff there, it's worth a shot. But the general idea is higher level missions will get you more affinity, as well as fighting general Grineer type enemies, because they also just have an affinity drop boost. You can fight on nightmare missions, because nightmare missions give general affinity bonuses, or boosts, if that's what you're looking for. But other than that, this is Warframe, so find and farm on whatever maps you want. Use any of the maps that I provided, what have you. Hopefully it'll help you out. And if it did, as always, like, sub, favorite. Check out any of the other YouTube videos. You can use Epic Game Store creator code Pupsker. Follow me on Twitch. I'm all over the place, so anywhere there. Thank you all. Should help, so I will see you next time. Peace.